There are places where silence feels heavier than sound, where the trees seem to watch, and the past never really leaves. The God of the Woods by Liz Moore is set in one such place, deep in the Adirondack Mountains, where a powerful family and an unforgiving forest share a long, complicated history. The story begins with a disappearance. In 1961, a young boy named Bear Van Laar vanishes in the woods near his family's summer camp. Despite searches, questions, and whispered rumors, Bear is never found. The forest takes the blame, and the truth, whatever it is buried. Bear's absence fractures his family. His mother, Alice, is hollowed out by grief, unable to let go of what she lost. His father, Peter, tightens his control, not just over his family, but over the story people are allowed to tell. Wealth and influence become shields. Silence becomes survival. 14 years later, history repeats itself. In 1975, Bear's younger sister, Barbara Van Laar, disappears from the same camp. The shock ripples through the community. 2 children, same family, same woods. But Barbara is not just another lost child. She is sharp, distant, and painfully aware that she exists in the shadow of a brother she never knew. To her parents, she feels like a replacement. To herself, she feels invisible. As the search begins, the novel opens into many voices: camp workers, locals, investigators, and through them, a quiet truth emerges. Justice does not look the same for everyone. Those without money are questioned harder, watched closer, blamed faster. Meanwhile, the Van Laar name moves easily through closed doors, shaping what is seen and what is ignored. The woods, it seems, are not the only place where things can disappear. Slowly, the past begins to unravel. Bear, we learn, did not die in the forest. He was given away. His mother, overwhelmed by grief and her own instability, handed him over to a local woman named Judita Luptak. Rather than face shame, the family allowed the world to believe he had vanished. Bear grew up under a different name, stripped of his history, raised in quiet secrecy. What was once a tragedy becomes something more disturbing. Not an accident, but a choice. Barbara's disappearance, too, holds a different truth. She did not get lost. She left. With help from those who understood what it meant to live beneath the Van Laar's power, Barbara ran toward a life where she could finally belong to herself. Her vanishing was not an act of despair, but of escape. By the end, the God of the Woods reveals itself not as a story about missing children, but about what happens when silence is protected, when power rewrites reality, and when grief is allowed to rot instead of heal. The woods were never the villain. They only held what people were trying to hide. And sometimes, disappearing is the only way to be free.